Dale in Daily Life by Dale Carnegie, Chapter 3. Develop confidence. There are always 3 speeches for every one you actually gave. The one you practiced, the one you gave, and the one you wish you gave. First, get the facts about fear of speaking in public. You are not unique in your fear of speaking in public. Surveys in colleges indicate that 80 to 90% of all students enrolled in speech classes suffer from stage fright at the beginning of the course. I am inclined to believe that the figure is higher among adults at the start of my course, almost 100%. A certain amount of stage fright is useful. It is nature's way of preparing us to meet unusual challenges in our environment. So when you notice your pulse beating faster and your respiration speeding up, don't become alarmed. Your body, over alert to external stimuli, is getting ready to go into action. In these physiological preparations are held within limits, you will be capable of thinking faster, talking more fluently, and generally speaking with greater intensity than under normal circumstances. Many professional speakers have assured me that they never completely lose all stage fright. It is almost always present just before they speak, and it may persist through the first few sentences of their talk. This is the price these men and women pay for being like race horses and not like giraffe horses. Speakers who say they are cool as a cucumber at all times are usually as thick-skinned as a cucumber and about as inspiring as a cucumber. The chief cause of your fear of public speaking is simply that you are unaccustomed to speaking in public. For most people, public speaking is an unknown quantity and consequently one fraught with anxiety and fear factors. For the beginner, it is a complex series of strange situations, more involved than, say, learning to play tennis or drive a car. To make this fearful situation simple and easy, practice, practice, practice. You will find, as thousands upon thousands have, that public speaking can be made a joy instead of an agony merely by getting a record of successful speaking experiences behind you. You should expect a certain amount of fear as a natural adjunct of your desire to speak in public, and you should learn to depend on a limited amount of stage fright to help make you get or give a better talk. If stage fright gets out of hand and seriously curtails your effectiveness by causing mental blocks, lack of fluency, uncontrollable tics, and excessive muscular spasm, you should not despair. These symptoms are not unusual in beginners. If you make the effort, you will find the degree of stage fright soon reduced to the point where it will prove a help and not a hindrance. Second, prepare in the proper way. Never memorize word for word. By perfect preparation, do I mean that you should memorize your talk? To this question, I give back a thunderous no. In their attempts to protect their egos from the dangers of drawing a mental blank before an audience, many speakers fall headlong into the trap of memorization. Once a victim in this type of mental dope addiction, the speaker is hopelessly bound to a time-consuming method of preparation that destroys effectiveness on the platform. The man who writes out and memorizes his talk is wasting his time and energy and courting disaster. All our lives, we have been speaking spontaneously. We haven't been thinking of words. We have been thinking of ideas. If our ideas are clear, the words comes as naturally and unconsciously as the air we breathe. If we memorize our talk word for word, we will probably forget it when we face our listeners. Even if we do not forget our memorized talk, we will probably deliver it in a mechanical way. Why? Because it will not come from our hearts, but from our memories. When talking with people privately, we always think of something we want to say, and then we go ahead and say it without thinking of words. We have been doing that all our lives. Why attempt to change it now? I have heard countless scores of men and women try to deliver memorized talks, but I don't remember even one speaker who wouldn't have been more alive, more effective, more human. If we had tossed his memorized talk into the wastebasket, if we had done that, he might have forgotten some of his points. He might have rumbled, but at least he would have been human. Assemble and arrange your ideas beforehand. What then is the proper method of preparing a talk? Simply this: search your background for significant experiences that have taught you something about life, and assemble your thoughts, your ideas, your convictions that have welled up from these experiences. True preparation means brooding over your topics, as Dr. Charles Reynold Brown said some years ago in a memorable series of lectures at Yale University. Brood over your topic until it becomes mellow and expansive. Then put all these ideas down in writing, just a few words, enough to fix the idea. Put them down on scraps of paper. You will find it easier to arrange and organize these loose bits when you come to set your material in order. This doesn't sound like such a difficult program, does it? It isn't. It requires a little concentration and thinking of a purpose, or to a purpose. Rehearse your talk. Should you rehearse your talk after you have it in some kind of order? By all means. Here is a surefire method that is easy and effective. Use the ideas you have selected for your talk in everyday conversation with your friends and business associates. Instead of going over the ball scores, you lean across the luncheon table and say something like this: "You know, Joe, I had an unusual experience one day. I'd like to tell you about it. Joe will probably be happy to listen to your story. Watch him for his reactions. Listen to his response. He may have interesting idea that may be valuable." We won't know that you are rehearsing your talk. He won't know that. And it will really matter, or it doesn't matter. But he probably will say that he enjoyed the conversation. Third, predetermine your mind to success. There are 3 ways to accomplish this. First, lose yourself in your subject. After you have selected your subject, arrange it in according to plan and rehearse it by talking it out with your friends. Your preparation is not ended. You must sell yourself on the importance of your subject. You must have the attitude that has inspired all the truly great personages of history. A belief in your cause. How do you fan the fires of faith in your message? By exploring all phases of your subject, grasping its deeper meanings, and asking yourself how your talk will help the audience to be better people for having listened to you. Second, keep your attention off negative stimuli. For instance, thinking of yourself making errors of grammar or suddenly coming to an end of your talk somewhere in the middle of it, it is certainly a negative projection that could cancel confidence before you started. It is especially important to keep your attention off yourself just before your turn to speak. Concentrate on what the other speakers are saying, give them your wholehearted attention, and you will not be able to work up excessive stage fright. Third, give yourself a pep talk. Unless he is consumed by some great cause to which he has dedicated his life, Every speaker will experience moments of doubt about his subject matter. He will ask himself whether the topic is the right one for him, whether the audience will be interested in it. He will be sorely tempted to change his subject. At times like these, when negativism is more likely to tear down self-confidence completely, you should give yourself a pep talk. In clear, straightforward terms, tell yourself that your talk is the right one for you because it comes out of your experience, out of your thinking about life. Say to yourself that you are more qualified than any member of the audience to give this particular talk. Fourth, act confident. The most famous psychologists that America has produced, Professor William Jones wrote, action seems to follow feeling, but really, action and feeling go together. And by regulating the action, which is under the more direct control of the will, we can directly regulate the feeling, which is not. Overcoming fear of public speaking has a tremendous transfer value to everything that we do. Those who answer these challenges find that they are better persons because of it. They find that their victory over fear of talking before groups has taken them out of themselves into a richer and fuller life. Now that's the end of our third chapter of this book. But let me add this reading. They discovered that it was easier to conquer other fears and anxieties and to be successful where before they may have failed. You too will be able to meet the problems and conflicts of life with a new sense of mastery. What has been a series of insoluble situations can become a bright challenge to increase pleasure in living. Now let's go to the points to remember. There are 3 things I'd like to mention. First, stage fright is part of public speaking that is felt by all. It is not just you. So it's pretty ordinary. It's just there. Stage fright is there. Accept it and deal with it. Second, rise above rote memorization if you want to be taken seriously, because sometimes it becomes insincere and the audience will feel it. It's better to speak, though you have to prepare yourself as well, but speaking naturally, they will feel it in your heart. Last, I so believe in this, fake it till you make it. This apply the confidence mantra. So apply this mantra and it will make you confident. Fake it till you make it. Practice, practice, practice. Thank you so much for listening until our next reading, and I hope that you will listen to what I read.